I have a short statement, if you allow me. I am very thankful that the extradition request has been refused. This is not a simple refusal. The judge decided that charges in Turkey are all politically motivated. So these cases are not legal, but political. While I was always confident that British justice system would exonerate me, it has been extremely stressful time. The Turkish government has waged a campaign of harassment and intimidation against me, my family, my employees for the last 3 years for no reason other than I am perceived as an opponent of the Erdogan regime. These attacks have been the regime unlawfully seized the businesses and assets of Koza Ipek Group, which was founded by my father and has traded with an impeccable reputation for more than 70 years. The group's media outlets have been closed down because of our balanced coverage occasionally included material that was critical of the government. Worst of all, my brother, Akin, was arrested and has been in prison for more than 3 years on baseless grounds and with no access to justice. In the last 6 months, these attacks have made their way to British shores. I have been followed in London and secretly filmed by those acting on behalf of the regime. I have received dozens of death threats provoked by the actions to those at the highest level of the Turkish government. These are thousands of other businessmen. There are thousands of other businessmen, judges, civil servants, and journalists who are unable to make their cause due to the collapse of democracy and rule of law in Turkey. The human rights abuses taking place are unacceptable for any civilized country, and action must be taken urgently to end this. As one of the victims of this ongoing tragedy, I'll now do what I can do to speak on behalf of those who do not have right to speak in Turkey.
Mr. Ipek, you have said that in the past that you have met Mr. Gulen 5 or 6 times. Have you ever been a member of his organization or a business associate of his?
I am not a member of any association, institution, movement, political party, nothing at all. I have my own business in Turkey. I have my foundation. I make my donations through my foundation. All of them are official and all of them are can be seen in my financial statements.
So do you condemn the attempted coup against Mr. Erdogan?
I attempt every coup to any political or any elected party in the world. I do. Yes.
And what is your message to President Erdogan today, now that this case has been rejected?
Yes. I believe the rule of law is the most important thing for every civilized country. And Turkey deserves to be remembered as a civilized country. I obviously expect from all the politicians to respect that, respect all the rule of law issues.
And will you ever go back to Turkey?
Not tomorrow, but obviously I want to go back to Turkey, and that is my home country.
But your passport has been revoked?
Well, I did not check it lately, but my wife's passport is revoked. That means my passport should be also revoked. My mother's 75 years old, her passport is revoked. It seems that all of my family's passports are revoked.
Are you going to claim asylum in the UK?
Well, I don't believe it is necessary at this point. I am doing my business in the considering every legal and rule in Britain. So I'm going to continue to do my business.
And finally, are you concerned that this extradition case was brought as a favour from the British government to the Turkish government?
Well, Turkish ministry is satisfied, I am sure, because they said whatever they wanted to say. They put all the evidence they wanted to put, and it was a very fair trial. All of us are happy. And today, court gave a decision. I expect from everybody to respect this. And I am sure the Ministry of Justice of Turkey is going to respect if they believe rule of law. There is no other words, not anybody can tell about this.
You said you've been harassed in this country by people working on behalf of the Turkish government.
Yes.
Have you been in contact with the police, and are you worried it will
Yes,
happen again?
yes, it was a standard procedure. We reported to the police, yes.
And do you worry that you're under threat here?
No, no. People who has pain in their heart does not feel the feeling of fear. My brother has been in prison more than 3 years. All my family has been teared apart. Hundreds of thousands are in prison. Thousands of children are in prison. Hundreds of babies are in prison. People's passports are revoked. They are fired. They are not allowed to work, and they are trying to survive. I mean, I think the fear is luxury feeling for me at this point.
So what do you think would have happened if you had gone back to Turkey? How would you have been treated?
They would do the same thing what they are doing to the other people at the moment. And the same case in Turkey, they gave 2 times life in prison to the people as an old parliament, and that parliament probably the most nice person. I mean, you can see he served in the parliament more than 4 years. Now he's in prison.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.